Have you ever paused mid-stride and wondered why your legs, a body part you've trusted for decades, suddenly refuse to obey? You're eating a balanced diet, walking daily, and staying on top of strength exercises, yet something feels off. Your calves drag, your knees protest with a dull ache, and you find yourself plotting shorter routes around the grocery store. It might surprise you to learn that the culprit isn't lack of activity or aging alone, but something far more unexpected: the fruits you've been eating to stay healthy. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on 7 fruits that seniors over 60 often consume believing they're boosting their health, when in reality, these very fruits may be stealthily undermining leg strength, inflaming joints, and making movement a chore. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have the power to transform your fruit bowl from foe back to ally in the quest for mobility and independence. Think pineapple is a sweet anti-inflammatory hero. Think again. That sunny tropical fruit is universally praised for its bromelain content, an enzyme that wellness blogs hail as a natural remedy for swelling. But here's the catch: pineapple is highly acidic, with a pH between 3.2 and 4.0. Imagine those acids like tiny chisels, gradually eroding the delicate linings of the microcapillaries that deliver life-giving oxygen and nutrients to your calves and feet. Over weeks and months of regular pineapple consumption, those capillaries suffer microscopic damage, reducing blood flow to peripheral tissues. Suddenly, you find your legs feeling perpetually heavy, as though you're wading through water whenever you stand. On top of that, pineapple packs roughly 10 to 13 grams of natural sugar per 100 grams of fruit. Younger bodies can typically handle these sugar loads, quickly releasing insulin to escort glucose into muscle cells. After 60, however, insulin sensitivity often diminishes. Your pancreas works harder, pumping out insulin more slowly, while your cells respond more sluggishly. Those repeated sugar surges become inflammation triggers, flooding your bloodstream with C-reactive protein and other inflammatory markers that aggravate joints. Remember Margaret, the 72-year-old beach walker who swore by pineapple smoothies. She began noticing knee twinges during her daily stroll in just a few weeks. When she skipped pineapple for 2 weeks, her stamina returned, and the ache in her knees subsided. But if you think pineapple is the only fruit playing a double game, you're in for another surprise. The next offender is celebrated as an energy booster for everyone from marathon runners to diet gurus. Yet for seniors, it can backfire spectacularly. Bananas have a near-mythical status among athletes. They're rich in potassium for nerve function and muscle contractions, and they taste great straight from the peel. Yet a single medium banana contains about 23 grams of carbohydrates, most of which are simple sugars. Picture your bloodstream flooded with glucose within minutes of that first bite. In a younger body, insulin dashes in to restore order. After 60, though, insulin response is slow, creating a sugar-insulin roller coaster that can leave your leg muscles both flooded and then starved of energy. This creates the perfect recipe for cramps, especially in your calves, because muscle fibers contract and spasm when their energy supply is unstable. But there's more. Bananas also contain resistant starch. In younger digestive systems, resistant starch reaches the colon, where beneficial bacteria ferment it into short-chain fatty acids. In seniors, this fermentation can produce excess gas and prompt the body to retain water in an effort to dilute and process the extra sugars. Before you know it, you're waking up to puffy ankles and calves that feel as though they've been wrapped in coils of toothpaste. Consider Harold, a 68-year-old amateur tennis player. He'd eat a banana before matches for energy, and soon found himself waking at night with cramping calves so severe they jolted him upright. He cut out pre-game bananas and instead had a small handful of almonds with his coffee. Cramps disappeared, and his matches improved. If you're nodding along, convinced that bananas are the worst, hold on, because we're moving to something smaller, seemingly lighter, yet capable of packing a far more insidious inflammation test. Grapes are slender, unassuming, and loaded with resveratrol, an antioxidant thought to protect the heart. A handful feels like a guilt-free snack, right? But each tiny grape carries about 8 grams of fructose, a sugar that bypasses insulin control and goes straight to your liver. Once your liver's storage threshold is exceeded, that fructose metabolizes into triglycerides and uric acid. Here's where the trouble starts. Elevated uric acid levels in your bloodstream can crystallize in joints, especially in areas with reduced circulation, your ankles, knees, and toes. Imagine a slow-burning ember gliding through your veins, igniting low-grade inflammation that you dismiss as the dog days of summer. But it's not just anecdotal. Studies link high dietary fructose to increased joint inflammation markers in older adults. You may wake with a stiff big toe that you blame on the tile floor turning cold. In reality, those grapes you nibbled after lunch could be the unseen spark. Next time you pass a bowl of grapes, think twice. Sometimes small packages contain the biggest surprises. Ready for another twist? Let's talk about watermelon, long held up as the ultimate thirst quencher and summer staple. Watermelon is about 92% water, so it seems innocently hydrating. In reality, its glycemic index hovers around 72, higher than many sugary sweets. Every juicy wedge commands a swift sugar rush that aging metabolisms struggle to tame. After one generous slice, your blood sugar rockets and insulin follows, but more slowly. That mismatch floods your system with glucose for longer periods, sparking inflammation in tissues already starved by compromised microcirculation, namely your leg muscles. Imagine sinking into a lawn chair after a watermelon snack, only to feel your calves sear with fatigue. Worse yet, watermelon's hydrating effect can skew your electrolyte balance. Picture pouring a bucket of water into a small pool. The level rises, cells swell, and fluid seeps into the spaces around them. That manifests as puffy ankles and heavier legs. It's a cruel irony. You think you're doing your body a favor by munching on watermelon, but each bite nudges you further away from comfortable movement. When you're ready to swap that slice for something safer, pause for a moment. Because next up is a fruit synonymous with health culture, the humble orange. Oranges represent sunshine and appeal. They're brimming with vitamin C, lauded for immune support, and a glass of OG is as American as baseball. Yet that cheerful citrus conceals a latent sting. Citric acid. Oranges contain about 1 to 2% citric acid by weight, and when that acid sails past your stomach and enters the bloodstream, it can irritate joint cartilage. Think of it like pouring mild vinegar over already distressed tissues. When citric acid mingles with the orange's own sugars, it creates pH shifts that fan the flames of systemic inflammation. You may blame your morning stiffness on just aging, but consider Eleanor, a 75-year-old avid gardener who began sipping 2 glasses of fresh OG each morning. Within a month, she found herself hobbling through her flower beds, hips and knees stiff as wood. She swapped her OG for a half cup of mixed berries and a handful of nuts, and within weeks her mobility returned. The moral: sometimes legends in health culture carry a hidden price tag. If you think you've heard it all, let's turn to green apples, a supposedly low-sugar snack with a tart attitude. Green apples dazzle with their crisp freshness and claim to be the healthier choice because they taste less sweet. But that tart zing comes from malic acid, which can irritate sensitive digestive tracts in seniors and, once absorbed, inflame joint tissues. On top of that, each medium green apple still carries 10 to 15 grams of sugar. In younger bodies, that might be no big deal. In older bodies, especially those working to maintain stable blood sugar, those sugars become yet another wave of inflammation. Picture nibbling on green apple slices before bed, expecting to drift off into a restful sleep, only to wake with calf cramps that have you leaping out of bed. Or imagine a quiet evening of TV where, after a few slices of green apple, your knees begin to throb with a dull, insistent ache. because the sugar and acid combine to provoke both localized joint irritation and systemic inflammatory responses. Green apples can betray you when you least expect it. By now, you might be ready to swear off fruit altogether. Yet there's one more culprit that ranks among the sweetest: the mango. Mango is the king of tropical fruits, juicy, fragrant, and adored by many. But that luscious sweetness comes at a cost. A single cup of mango delivers around 45 grams of sugar, equivalent to a candy bar. In younger bodies, a sugar surge is handled briskly. In older bodies, each sugar tsunami triggers insulin responses that lag behind, creating prolonged high blood sugar levels. Chronic high blood sugar drives the production of inflammatory cytokines, molecular firebrands that wreak havoc in joint tissues. Over time, those cytokines erode cartilage, promote fluid retention, and make every step a labor. One study of older adults found that high sugar diets correlated with increased joint pain scores over 6 months. Many participants cited mango as a favorite, only realizing too late that their beloved fruit was undermining their mobility. Whether you enjoy it in salsa, smoothies, or fresh off the pit, mango can be the sweetest trap of all. So far, we've unveiled the 7 fruits that can sabotage leg health: pineapple, bananas, grapes, watermelon, oranges, green apples, and mangoes. But the story doesn't end there. You don't have to give up nature's candy box. You simply need to switch to varieties that actively support circulation, cushion joints, and regulate blood sugar. Imagine starting your day with a bowl of vibrant berries: blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These tiny powerhouses pack just 5 to 7 grams of sugar per cup, yet overflow with antioxidants like anthocyanins, which dilate microvessels and boost oxygen delivery to fatigued muscles. Their fiber content slows sugar absorption, preventing those spikes and crashes that trigger inflammation. Make it easy. Sprinkle a half cup of mixed berries on oatmeal or Greek yogurt each morning. Picture savoring 8 to 10 cherries as an afternoon snack. Those deep red fruits contain quercetin and anthocyanins, compounds shown to inhibit enzymes in inflammatory pathways. Tart cherry juice studies even demonstrate reduced muscle soreness and improved sleep quality after exercise. A small glass post-walk or workout can be the difference between stiffness and smooth recovery. Think of slicing half an avocado onto whole grain toast for lunch. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, oleic acid, which cushion joint tissues and reduce the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines. Their low sugar content means no surges, only stable energy to power afternoon errands or a garden session. Blend fresh papaya chunks with coconut water for an afternoon refresher. Papaya's proteolytic enzyme, papain, aids protein digestion, reducing gut inflammation and systemic immune activation. The result: less systemic inflammation reaching your joints and a lighter, more comfortable spring in your step. And at dinner, enjoy a ripe pear alongside a small handful of almonds or walnuts. Pears offer gentle sweetness, around 10 grams of sugar per fruit, buffered by 6 grams of fiber. That fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, producing short-chain fatty acids that quell inflammation. Pairing pears with healthy fats or protein slows sugar absorption further, ensuring your legs will thank you by morning. By swapping just one problematic fruit at a time, skip pineapple this week and opt for berries. Trade banana for avocado toast. Replace orange juice with papaya smoothie. You'll notice your legs thanking you. Keep a simple journal. Jot down what you ate, when you moved, and how your legs felt. Within 2 weeks, you might shed your reliance on knee braces or hot packs, greeting each walk with renewed enthusiasm. Your legs carry your independence, whether you're chasing grandchildren, tending a garden, or strolling along the shore. Every step is precious. Treat them with care by choosing fruits that heal, not harm. Ready to take the first step? Type 1 in the comments to commit to 1 dietary swap this week, or 0 if you need more guidance. Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more surprising health insights. Here's to lighter steps, stronger legs, and rediscovered freedom, one fruit at a time.